Good day, everyone. I am Mel Otinggey, and this is Raniel Mahunyag. So, today we will have our repetitio on Tielhard Chardin in his noosphere. So, to begin with, may we have our group thesis.
So we will be going to argue that the continual existence of intelligent beings in the cosmos is not just a result of their adaptation and strength, but it is also a result of unity of all human beings that allows the creation of the noosphere.
So, for the first supporting points, it says that life is essential to the world in avoiding extinction. This line somewhat reminds us of the rule of person given by nature over other creation. Now, in Father de Chardin's context, religion and science collide like using the notions of Aristotle and St. Thomas Aquinas in the soul as a program. This program is inherent yet is to be preserved to avoid falling into self-destruction. Humans has to acquire knowledge given by their senses, the help of imagination.
For the supporting point 2, John Barrow brings out the idea that intelligent life comes into existence in a limited region and spreads out from there. So this spreading out does not simply entails occupation of other regions, but it is also entails the compression of the people wherein there is a greater organization that comes out from it. And there is a pressure that is put in order to make the humanity integrated and progressive.
For the third supporting points, in the philosophy Anaxagoras, it stated that the nous, intelligence or the mind, allows the organization not just of the universe but also of society. According to Tielhard, these minds create a noosphere or sphere of minds that set rules, standards, and systems that not just organize society but also bring progress.
So let us jump to the objections. So the first objection is Albert Camus, for example, has shown the absurdity of human life, although he refuted against it. This absurdity refers the lack of meaning in lives unless when one seeks it. So despite of that, there is a need to bear along with the ambiguity in life in order for a person to gain the image of reality along the way.
So for the second supporting points, the second objection to supporting points. The integration and compression of humanity brings progress, but some of the progress also entails destruction of the world. Wherever there is humanity, there is garbage, pollution, and even abuse of nature. The integration of humanity will make only the world uninhabitable and closer to destruction.
So the third objection is that the nous or the intelligence that every human being possesses have the tendency to be corrupted by human selfishness and passion, or the rules that this intelligence puts in the society puts pressure on human beings that can result to an unjust and chaotic society.
So for the answer to the first objection, Albert Camus contradicted his own view of absurdity and at the same time has stated that there are possibilities of humans to find meaning in life through revolt. This revolt is to set aside the ways of living that are futile and instead focusing on what helps humanity in achieving the improvement of oneself. One cannot blame itself for starting a disaster accidentally, but learn from it in order to correct the mistakes.
So the answer to the objection to supporting point 2 is, although those are the possibilities when human beings inhabit a place, and some of those are even actually happening nowadays. Human beings can also create rules and laws that ensure that nature is not sacrificed for the sake of humanity, or to ensure by putting pressure to the human beings so that human beings will act according to it.
So the last and best response to the objection, putting pressure on living beings such as human beings does not result to disintegration, but it molds and forces human beings to be good, that makes them better not just for himself or but for the society and community where he belongs.
So let us now jump to our insights. So the first is that to revolt is not necessarily in destruction, but abandoning the act that put humanity and other beings into state. So burning of wood is good for cooking, but doing it for no reason is dangerous, as there may run out of fuel. Thus, a need of revolt through preservation and responsible living in the earth. The image of humanity as a reasonable being is restored and maintained in these means.
So for the second insight, I, as a human being, have individual self that has freedom, but this freedom that I have is not absolute for the reason that there are rules and laws that are implemented in a society that I need to follow. Those rules and laws do not deprive me of my freedom, but it instead tells me that I can do things that I want for as long as it is good and will not cause harm to others.
For the third insight, the purpose of rules and laws that are imposed in a society is not to deprive people from their freedom or to control them, but it is very helpful, especially in directing their actions so that abuse of freedom will be avoided. In addition, before following those rules, man must also examine it first so that he may be able to assure that it is really for the good of humanity and not of certain intention.
So now let us end this with conclusion. Humanity is tasked to rule the earth not in the sense of superiority, but as a part of the creation. It is gifted with reason not for exploiting the resources found in the planet, but even to preserve and make themselves fit for evolution or whatever course in history. To be a human person is not in the top of the pyramid of beings, but is in equity with other creatures. So, thank you, and we'll see you again.